Hey guys, it's me Shadow, and today we are going to be talking about my favourite games of all time. So this is a list called topstars.org, and you are able to put a list of your favourite games of all time on it. So unlike just showing you all of the games at the back, I'm just going to show you the games and why I like them and why I think they are some of my favourite games and how they've impacted me as like a gamer. So let's just get straight into it, and when I put them in the boxes here, I'm going to talk about them then. So I'll do my top four first. Yeah, we'll do four first. So Dark Souls, when it wants to fucking load, it's taking a sweet ass time. Let's see if that does it then. Dark Souls. It's not even a thing. Spot that right. Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and I will do. Yeah, actually, I'll do that. So, the first four games are Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and Nier Automata. So, the main reason I've chosen these four first, and I'm going to talk about Dark Souls first, because I really wanted to do a video on Dark Souls recently, the original one, just me talk about how much of a masterpiece and how this game fully impacted me, because this is the game that opened my eyes to what a good actual fucking game is, and how much actual world building and level design went into this shit. It was phenomenal, and I think Dark Souls 1 is one of the greatest fucking games ever made. Because if you think about level design, no Soulsborne game, not even Elden Ring, has beaten Dark Souls 1 when it comes to level design. And people can say, oh, Elden Ring's got this, Bloodborne's got that, Sekiro's got that. Nothing compares to Dark Souls' in-depth level design. You can literally go to the last area in the game if you know shortcuts. You can literally go from Anor Londo to the Archives, to the Painted World, back to Anor Londo, then back to Anor Londo to Firelink, then Firelink all the way down to the Catacombs, to the Tomb of the Giants. There's so many levels stacked on top of each other that flow into each other so fucking well, and it just makes for a fantastic game. Not even talking about the boss designs. The first half of the bosses are amazing. The second half is still good, but it doesn't touch that first half, because the Bed of Chaos, Seath, and Nito. Well, the Bed of Chaos especially can go fuck itself. Nito and Seath are, in my opinion, are okay bosses. They're not bad, they're just okay. And Seath is really fucking annoying, so I can see why people don't like Seath, because he can literally just spam his curse build-up attack. Nito, he's just basic as fuck, and that's kind of the only reason I think people don't like Nito, because he does nothing special. But other than that, the story was so fucking good. I really liked the story in Dark Souls 1. Combat was nice. Everything in Dark Souls 1 is fucking perfect. And I wouldn't change this game at all, even with its flaws. I wouldn't change Dark Souls. And there's nothing really much I could say about Dark Souls, even because it's a 10 out of 10 game. There's nothing in my gaming experience has come to the level design as Dark Souls. And someone that considers Elden Ring their favourite game ever made, before that was Bloodborne, not even Elden Ring or Bloodborne touched Dark Souls level design. And neither does Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls. None of the Soulsborne game touched this game when it comes to its in-depth level design. Anyway, I think I've talked enough about Dark Souls, so let me move on to Bloodborne. Bloodborne has an amazing story. It's probably one of the best stories, I think, in gaming at all, because it's so mysterious and you're always asking questions. And when you get to the point where you're fighting, when you get to the halfway point and you're just wondering why everyone's talking about Great Ones and stuff like that, and then when you go beat Rom and you come back to what's it called, the main area, begins with a V, What's his name? Yarnum, that's it. When you come back to Yarnum, and you just see amygdalas everywhere, and you're realizing your eyes have basically been closed for the entire game. And while your eyes have been closed, there's been these creatures, there's been events going on that you could have learned about. And people say, yeah, the DLC carries this game. I disagree. I think the story in the base game is still really fucking good, and the combat is still the best in any of the Souls games. Having that ability to just shoot people at range and having that ability to just use your trick weapons is such a fucking cool mechanic. And I think if they just took some of the unnecessary BS from the game out, like farming bullets, farming health, I think that if they took those things out, I think it would have been fine. Because it's not being funny, who the fuck wants to farm bullets? Or less farm bullets and just keep your flasks. I think that is fine if they did like that. But the only fucking reason I see people hating or shitting on this game is because it's locked at 30 FPS. It's not a 60 FPS game. But if this game ever gets remastered and it gets the treatment like DS1 did, excuse me, and it gets the treatment like Dark Souls 1 did when it was remastered, Bloodborne will probably shoot up there again and be passed out for me. Bloodborne is a perfect game. It's not perfect, it's got its flaws, but it's perfect when it comes to its story, combat, and its environment. Its environment, having this like gothic, dark London area, is so fucking cool. But then learning about the bosses, the environments, the different Alta, great ones, it's so fucking good. So like, there's nothing wrong with Bloodborne. I fucking love the game, and I think it's still got one of my favourite atmospheres in any game. But yeah, moving on, Elden Ring. I did an entire series on this game on my channel because of how much I love the game, and I have nothing but fucking respect for FromSoft for fucking giving it a masterpiece of a game. And everyone that I've seen do these types of lists have put Elden Ring on there, or one of the Souls games on there. And I do believe fucking Elden Ring isn't overrated. It is worth playing, and I think everyone should play it. It's such a masterpiece of a game. The story is much more simplistic than back in Dark Souls 1, where you have to read through like item descriptions and learn through that way. But then go talk to most NPCs and learn about the lore, like the Four Kings, where you have to go get the key. There's so much different things in Elden Ring that helps build it up to the pinnacle of gaming, pinnacle of the FromSoft series that it is, and I think they've done a fantastic job with it. And if they do this DLC right, and it's FromSoft that never missed with the DLC, the icing on the cake will be fantastic, and I cannot wait for that shit. So, moving on to Nier Automata, and I haven't talked about this game like at all. I have a bit on my TikTok, but other than that, I haven't talked about it. I think Nier Automata is a really, really good fucking game, and everyone lately started talking about it again, and I've played this Nier and Nier Reclapsed. I can't remember what it's called. That game was alright, but I prefer Nier Automata. I think the story and the whole ideology of Nier Automata is so interesting and so well done. It's so fucking good, and I think the combat, the movement, and the characters are really fucking interesting. Learning about 2B, 9S, is it A1 or A2? I can't remember the name, but learning about these characters and learning about the other androids as well, learning what happens to the humans, learning about the different endings. There is so many fucking good aspects to this game, and there's nothing that I'll fucking say that's bad about it. I think the music in this game is one of the best soundtracks like ever. The music in Nier Automata is so fucking good. I do think Dark Souls a bit has got that. It's by far the best music ever in gaming. The Dark Souls series by far has the best soundtrack in any other games. And Bitch Watcher theme, amazing. But that doesn't take away from how good Nier Automata is, and I think it's so fucking good. But anyway, instead of me gloating about these 4 games, because I could talk about these 4 games for hours, let's move on. Let's do another 3 actually. I think 3 would be good. So let me do. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, I did. Why am I spelling that right? I'm a bit retarded. Not retarded. I'm a bit dumb when it comes to spelling. But yeah, put this one in here. topic of FromSoft, actually, I'll put, it's not there. I wonder. Yeah, it's not there. So if that's not there, I will put. Actually, yeah. This might surprise you guys, but we're gonna put it. Alright, so the three games we have here are Resi 4, Mortal Kombat 9, and Cyberpunk 2077, I think it is. Yeah, so let me talk about Resi 4. Resi 4 is probably... No, it wasn't the first Resi game I played. No, Resi 4 was probably the first ever game I was actually scared of. Right? Resi 2 brought that atmosphere to me, and it gave me a jump scare that left me on the edge of my seat around corners. I had to check corners really fucking quickly. But Resi 4, there's something about the story and just the whole combat of Resi 4 was so fucking good. And the remake, there's a reason I voted it for Game of the Year. I don't think it should have been nominated in the first place, but of all the games there, I'm nominating that. I haven't played Baldur's Gate yet, so I probably would have voted it if I played it, but yeah. Resi 4 was such a good fucking game, and it's my favourite Resi game. Resi 2 is close second, but I love Resi 4. Resi 4's atmosphere, story, learning about Leon, Ashley, Ada, Luis, all these great characters flowing into each other one by one. Got an amazing story, got great atmosphere, and then the remake improved on that by like letting you explore the whole lake with the lakefish as the lakefish boss. Making you explore different areas, giving more like livelihood to the environment. I think Resi 4 is such a good fucking game. And if any of you guys haven't played any Resident Evil games, I would fucking recommend you go play Resident Evil 4 or 2. Actually, yeah, if you're gonna play any game, start with 2, because I think 1 is really good, but 1 has its issues with me where you're just left with loads of questions and you have to read through loads of shit. I think 2, if you start with 2, I think 2 is probably the best game to start with. Anyway, moving on to Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 is probably the most fun I've ever had in a fighting game. And it's probably my favourite fighting game. And Mortal Kombat 9 even though it was a reboot of MK1, 2 and 3 when it comes to story, I had a great time with this game. It had the best MK roster. I don't care what anyone says, they know every character in MK history is in Armageddon. I think MK9's roster is phenomenal. I think the combat, movement, combos, fatalities, crit, I think everything in this game hits, and this is what an MK game should be. When it came to MK11, I'm going off topic here, but MK11 did everything good. The story was all over the place. Everything good, but the story was all over the place. The customization was way too in depth for an MK game, and everyone's now hooked on that idea where saying, oh, all MK games should have this level of customization. No, MK games have never been like a game where you fully customize your characters like they did in MK11. I like that, don't get me wrong, but I'm not overly upset that it's not an MK1. I don't really care. I like the options we've got, and I'm just dealing with it. So like, yeah. But I think everything in MK9 is perfect. I think the only thing that was a bit iffy was the guest characters, because we had Freddy Krueger, Rain, Scarlet, Kenshi, and Kratos as well. And I think, yeah, even though Kratos and Rain and Scarlet and Kenshi were good, I think Freddy Krueger was just a bit of the random choice, even though it made sense for them. A bit of a random choice, but it made sense. But let me talk about Cyberpunk 2077. And I have avoided talking about this game for majority since September, because I didn't play I didn't finish Phantom Liberty until like a few weeks ago, because I fully wanted to get in depth to it, and I think Cyberpunk is one of the best one of the best narratives I've ever seen in a game. Having this cyberized future world where everybody's about tech, nobody carries around a credit card anymore, no one carries around a phone, nothing. It's just all tech, and you've got these big corporations trying to manipulate and do hidden stuff behind the back, and then the story and combat, the movement, everything about Cyberpunk hits. And after the 2.0 patch, even before that, the game really came out. And if I wouldn't even be like mad if this game got nominated Game of the Year. I would vote for it myself. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the greatest games of all time. Not of all time. I say one of the greatest games ever made. Like currently now. Because if I'm going to say this now, if they do, I don't think they're going to do any more DLC. But if they did another DLC, I would say it's one of the greatest games of all time. But the story, the narrative, and characters in this game are fucking phenomenal. And I love the choices you get. You get in-depth customization for the character. The only thing I think this game could have done is a multiplayer. If they did a multiplayer, this game would have been fucking amazing. And I think that's the tiny grub I have with Cyberpunk. It has such fun combat and it's so well done. But there's no multiplayer. But yeah, there's nothing really bad about Cyberpunk right now. Like, there's still minor bugs, but all games have minor bugs. But there's nothing bad about Cyberpunk that I can moan about. But yeah, moving on, we are going to go back to our Resident Evil games. No, we're going to go back for one. I won't put the other one on here. Oh yeah, there it is. I think that's it. Yeah. That game. I'm trying to think what else games I've played that could go on here. It's going to be really hard for me to just break these down because I've played so many fucking games, and I do have a list. It's just that I don't know what from that list I should put on here. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Just fucking forgot about that. Devil May Cry. No, we'll put that one on there. That game. And then, yeah, definitely, I'm definitely putting that on. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Okay, so we have Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, and Ghost Runner 2. Let me talk about Resi 2. I think has the best atmosphere in any of the Resident Evil games. I think it's a museum. I can't remember, it's been ages since I played it. The museum area or the police area, those areas going around with Leon, or even going around with Claire is so. If you played it in the older version, you would understand the English. And the remake as well. I can't even fault the remake. It does a good job with it. I think the atmosphere, story, and everything about Resi 2 did everything well. I think the characters introduced Ada was so fucking good. And then actually learning about what happened to Raccoon City. Because what I think, I can't remember the timeline of Resident Evil. I'm pretty sure it goes 3. No, it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. I think. I can't remember because I know 2 happened when Raccoon City's been fully infected, and then in Resident 3 it got bombed. So I can't remember what exactly the timeline is for Resident 2, unless it goes in order of games. But I don't think it does that. But in Resi 2, I think this game has the best zombies ever in it. And I think that's one of the reasons I praise this game so much, because it was one of my first horror games that I got actually scared of. It was this and Resi 4. Resi 4 I wasn't really that scared of the things. It was mainly those back hugger fucking things. Those things creep me out. Even in the remake, they still bug me a bit, but I can now get past them. Not even that bug me on the only one, because the sound effects are so good now. You can literally hear them crawl up the fucking wall, or when they jump out of shit. It just makes my skin crawl. It's weird. And then in Resident 2, there was nothing that really bothered me. Actually, no, the alligator bit bothered me really bad when I played Resident 2 the first time, the original one. And now I'm fine with it, but that bit just really, I think it really freaked me out when I played the game. I can't remember how old I was, but the original Resident Evil 2 is fucking fantastic. Devil May Cry 5, and I haven't planned on this game because I really want to, but I know it's going to be a lot of effort. I think Devil May Cry 5 is so fucking good. It has some of the best combat and movement and overall storytelling in any game. Not storytelling wise, but movement and combat especially is fucking amazing. Music, combos, characters, everything in Devil May Cry 5 hits, man. It's so goofy as well. No, it's not even goofy. Dante's so goofy, man. I love that shit. I just love the fact that the Devil May Cry games after 4, because 4 was kind of rough. I think 4 is the one that people consider the worst. I can't remember. Because no, people consider the 3 the best, I believe. I think it's 3. I can't remember. I have played all the games, but it's been a while since I played the original 4. Why I call it the original is because 5's got newer graphics. And I think 5 just brings everything together, because in 4 I didn't really care for Nero. I just kind of didn't. So now in 5 I actually do care for him. Virgil, he's a fucking badass. I love Virgil. Dante is amazing, man. He's still goofy as fuck. V, he's just there. No, I have no issues with him. His gameplay is kind of just mash 2 buttons, but other than that, it's fine. I think Devil May Cry 5 as well is so good, and I wish we get a sequel from this game, because this game is fucking fantastic. I'm just hoping we get a sequel soon. I don't think we are gonna get one, but it's just I want one. Anyway, Ghost Runner 2. This game recently dropped, and I adored the first Ghost Runner. One of the only games I've ever speedrun. My fastest time was like an hour and 45, I think, or hour and 48, one of the 2. But I loved Ghost Runner 2. I think it did everything great that Ghost Runner 1 did, but 10 times better. And I can't fault it. The story was amazing. The platforming was great. The movement, the combat, great. Everything was amazing. The music was actually really good. I wasn't expecting the music to be so good, and the Easter eggs in this game are actually really solid, because there is one of Moist Critical's comics, like Easter eggs. I think it's Plague Seeker. His comic is in this game, because he has 2 Godstalk and Plague Seeker. I don't know if you get all the Easter eggs, you get Plague Seekers. I think it's one of the covers or something like that, but I don't know if it's still in the game. But just everything Ghost Runner 2 did, it was so fucking amazing. And I'm hoping people remember this game well like they did the first one, because I think Ghost Runner 2 is so fucking good. And if they do make a 3rd game, because I'm pretty sure they will, because this game had a nominee. I forgot what half, but it had a Game of the Year nominee already. But yeah, there's nothing wrong I can fault about Ghost Runner 2. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, let's move on to the my other 2. This video is getting long as fuck, so I'm gonna do 4 more. Oh, Jesus Christ. Persona. Where is it? Is that it? Yeah. Actually, I will do a video on Persona. I love Persona 5, but I'm gonna replay it soon, so I might as well just wait and make a video on it myself. Oh yeah. This one definitely. I'm trying to think on top of my head. I should have put a list down, man. I'm not gonna think at the top of my head. Jesus Christ. Actually, yeah. Actually, I'll do that last. Is it on here? It's not on here. Am I tripping? It's not, but I'll just put that because it's part of the game. I don't know how to spell the game name, it's weird. Let's put sub, see if that comes up. It would have come up already if it's here. Yeah, on it, fuck's sake. What's that? And I will do. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Okay, the final 4 games, well, 4.5, is Metal Gear Rising, Revenge, yeah, I think it is. Revengeance, that's it. Doom Eternal, God of War Ragnarok, Black Ops 2, and Zombie Chronicles. Okay, we're talking about Metal Gear Rising has become one of Revengeance especially, has become one of the like meme games where I've seen it everywhere now. And when I played Metal Gear Rising, I played it on a whim. I randomly got it gifted to me on Xbox, and when I played it, I fucking fell in love with the game. I love the soundtrack, the goofy ass characters in it. I love Raiden. He's so cult badass, but he's so goofy as fuck. He's like Dante in that manner. It's just everything about Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is so fucking good. I think the story's really well done. I think the music's really well done, and I think the combat's really well done. There's nothing really special about Revengeance. Oh, there is. There's the fucking memes just hearing fucking Armstrong, man. that shit still makes me laugh to this day, man. Everything about Metal Gear Revengeance is still really fucking good. Doom Eternal, I consider it one of my favourite games of all time, just because I've been a big fan of the Doom series since I was a kid. The first Doom game I played was Doom 2, then after that I went from Doom 2 to 3, I think 3 was terrible, then went from 3 to the remake, 2016, Doom 4, that was amazing. Then I played Doom 1, because it came with the deluxe edition of Doom 4. Then I played Doom Eternal, and I think I've got to give props to Bethesda here for once. I think Bethesda did everything great about Doom 2016, and did it 10 times better. They made the combat more fast and more fluid. They made the parkour really good. They made the way you can kill people really fucking good. And the weapons are really fucking good. Oh, and the story and music, phenomenal. And I think the DLCs just add on that touch of what the story was missing. Because the Ancient Gods Part 2 DLC is basically, it's kind of a cliffhanger to the series. It either will continue or it will end with this game. And I can't remember if it's already been announced or not, if this game's it's going to be continuing or it's already cancelled. But the Doom story has always been all over the place. But we had so many questions answered and so much lore in this game. It was so fucking good. And there's nothing I can say wrong about Doom Eternal. After replaying the DLC especially, there's nothing wrong about Doom Eternal. Oh, yeah, the multiplayer's a bit hit or miss. For me, I actually was one of the people that liked Doom 4's fucking multiplayer. I think it was fun. It wasn't great, it was fun. Oh, there's one more game I want to add. God of War Ragnarok. And I'm putting Ragnarok on here for one reason, or I would have put before. And that's literally just because of Kratos' development. If Kratos didn't develop as much as he did in this game, it would have been 4. Because I'm going to tell you this now. Out of all the God of War games, Kratos has had the most development in this game. He's had the most heart-to-hearts with his son. He's had the most feelings and emotions shown on screen than any God of War game, even in 4. And I think that just makes his character 10 times fucking better. And no one can deny that. I know some people can call it one of the greatest games of all time. I disagree. It's one of my favourite games, but I won't say it's one of the greatest of all times. The only reason Atreus' character is bland as fuck. Like, we get it, he wants to help his father not die and shit in the story. Then he goes to Angrboda, but his missions and gameplay felt like draining sandpaper across your teeth. It was so dry, I think. Even though Kratos' combat is overly complex for no reason, like at all, and there's no jump button, that still annoys me. I think Kratos should be able to do behavioural combos with his old fucking legs. I think when you're playing with Kratos, you're all quick and fast with the blades, the spear, the axe, everything. When you're playing as Atreus, you've got to shoot back, bang bang every now and then, smack with a bow, then turn into a wolf. So why am I doing this? The story and pacing is all over the place. It's not bad though. The pacing works for the story, and I think the pacing could have been a bit better, and the story elements could have been better. I think if they split this game into like 3 games, like 4, had a 5 game and this would be the 6th, I think it would have been better, because there's basically 2 games in one here. I think they should have done another game before they did this. I think they should have stopped when what's his name? the dwarf that died. They should have stopped when he was killed. I forgot his name. Brock, that's it. When Brock died, they should have stopped. Stop the game now, then made another game. That's what I would have thought. Or made the rest DLC, but I don't think they would have done that. The Atreus game that's coming out, I don't see a lot of people buying that, to be fair, because how blind his character is. But anyway, Black Ops 2 and Zombie Chronicles, I'm putting these both together as one fucking game. Even though Black Ops 2 isn't, Zombie Chronicles isn't with Black Ops 2, it's with 3. But yeah, Black Ops 2 is my favourite Call of Duty game. I love the campaign, I love the gameplay, I love the gun handling, and I love the multiplayer. It's the only COD game I got Master Prestige on, and I don't fucking regret it. I loved everything about Black Ops 2. It was, when I played it, it was so fucking good. So fun. Grinding on online. It was so fucking good. And then I started getting to zombies. The zombies is really good in fucking BO2. Like, you got some good maps like Buried, Mob of the Dead, Die Rise. You got so many good fucking maps. But Zombie Chronicles, the remasters of Kino, Shangri-La, Shino, Moon, all the good remastered maps and Origins, just icing on the cake of how good Black Ops 3 Zombies was. And if Black Ops 3 Zombies was its own game, it would have been up here, and Black Ops 2 wouldn't have been. So I spent hours and hours. Basically, Black Ops 3 Zombies carried my teenage years with me and my mates doing the Easter eggs. It was such a good fucking game. But yeah, the last game I wanted to put on here, to surprising people, is actually an Xbox exclusive game, kind of. And that is Halo. And actually, I'll put 2 on here. I'll put 1, ODST, and I'll put Halo 2 on. And the main reason I'm putting these 2 on together, and I'm talking about both now, is ODST had one of the greatest atmospheres in the Halo series. I love that, like, you're an underground mercenary going around just investigating what happened to your team with, oh shit, I forgot his name. It's not Bucky. It's I forgot his name. I think it's Vanar, I think. But yeah, you're playing around this ODST. Is it Rocky? His name is? I can't remember his name. It's bugging me now. But yeah, you go around this ODST, investigate what happens to each team member, and I think the whole atmosphere and gunplay in ODST is so fucking good. But in Halo 2, the story, missions, and just the arbiter side of things are so good, man. And I think just the elements of Halo 2 is so fucking good. And the main reason I'm putting these together is because ODST flows into Halo 2 a bit. Like, when you're on the bridge with the tank mission, I've had so many fond memories of that bridge. But yeah, when you're on that bridge, you'll see the ODST pods jump down at the end of the mission. Then you can go to ODST and see what happens to that ODST squad. Then come back to Halo 2 and finish the game. I just think that aspects of those 2 games are so good. And then I think Reach, actually, where is Reach? Reach deserves to be up here. Where the fuck is Reach? There it is. Reach as well. Reach is such a good fucking game. And I think for what Reach is, it doesn't get talked about enough. Like, at all. I think 3 is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it gets talked about like it's the best Halo game, and I disagree. My personal favourites are ODS. My favourite is ODST, and then 2 will be my next pick. But Reach is overall the best game. It has the best multiplayer, it has the best gunplay, and it has the best story. And there's no doubt about that. And if you're going for like multiplayer perspective, I still think Reach has one of the best multiplayers. I think 3 is good. Don't get me wrong, 3 multiplayer is fun and good. But Reach multiplayer is very fun. I did play it a bit with one of my mates, and we had a good fucking time. And Forge as well, we had a good time in Forge, man. And yeah, now that Halo right now is kind of losing its legacy, what I mean by that is kind of just, I can make a whole video about talking about Halo, but literally what I mean by losing its legacy is like it going from going from like great starting games all the way up to ODST and Halo 3, and then 4 was kind of like the middle point. It's a mediocre game. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm in the middle where it's just like, it's a good game. That's it. It's a decent game. Nothing good, nothing like insane about it, nothing amazing about it. It's just good. Then there's 5 that I think was dog shit. Then Infinite that I think had a great combat system. I think it had a great combat system personally. But But the story, like, if you didn't know the lore about Halo, it was kind of hard to understand. The multiplayer came with like 3 or 4 maps in it. There was hardly any shit in the game when it dropped, and there was no co-op. I don't even know if there's co-op still on the game. And this is the issue I have with 343. No, is it 343 that's got the game now? Yeah, 343. And it's just like they could do better. Or just hand it off to another studio. Because Bungie did the first couple Halo games, Halo Reach to ODST, and those games are amazing. There's nothing wrong about those games. Halo 1 is probably my least favourite about the Bungie games. The only reason why, because I think the game's fucking difficult. But other than that, great story. But yeah. I do think though, if Halo now Infinite's bringing itself back up, and now people are saying it should be the best community service, like community supported game instead of Destiny, and I agree with that. Even though I haven't played it, Destiny does not deserve to fucking be there. It should at least be Warframe. Okay, this will actually be the last one now, because I keep changing my mind, but this game will be the last one. But yeah, Halo Infinite does deserve to be the best community support game of the year because of how great the comeback in that game. They're bringing that game back. Anyway, Warframe, the last game we're talking about, and I'm saying this now, I'm even more brave for the search bar. Warframe is probably the game I have the most hours in, like dead ass. I started playing this game when I started playing Black Ops 3 Zombies, and that was years ago, and I'm still playing it to this day. I'm waiting for Crosshair to come out so I can play it on PC more, and there's nothing wrong about it. Actually, there's a lot of things wrong about Warframe, but the addiction, the grind, and everything in this game is so good. What I mean by the addiction is literally, as soon as you get past the first 4 planets, you're hooked on the game. And no game, like, I know it says, oh, it's basically in the games where it's saying, oh, you've got to take a bit to get into. It's basically that game. As soon as you learn the rhythm of what character you want to get, what you want to build your character around, what weapons you want, this game flows so fucking good. Because I'm a Ember and Neja main, and I love just destroying shit and surviving. That's why I play those 2 characters. And I like boomsticks, bro, so I use the Tsar sometimes, and I use shotguns. I love everything about Warframe. Even though it has its issues now and then, like the game just suddenly crashed for no fucking reason, I'm just like, yeah, restart your game, bro. It's basically, it's a fucking fun game. And I think this game still to this day deserves a fucking community supported nominee, because this game this year, I haven't been playing it so much this year, but has outshined like expectations. I heard nothing about this game last year. Like there was one big update last year I heard about, I played it, went off the game for a few months, and then ever since I played the big update this year, the new like open world, I haven't stopped hearing about Warframe since. And I didn't even realise how many people love this game. And this game needs to get the recognition it deserves. Like, dead ass, it's such a good fucking game. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video of me talking about some of my favourite games. I'm going to say this now before I end the video. This is not my top 10 20 list. My top 10 20 list is on my TikTok if you want to see that, and that will stay the same. Until I find a game, play a game that deserves to be on there, I will update it. Because in a few months' time, I'm going to play all the Final Fantasy games for the first time, because I haven't played any of them, and I really want to get into that series. So it might be one of them we'll get on there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you want more tier list videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.